Namaste. Hi, it's Jackie. We're going to do a little yoga practice together. So please take a moment to get yourself set up. If you have a yoga mat, you can put that out on the floor. And if you don't have a yoga mat, fine. Just make sure you have enough space that you can lie down on your back and even enough room to stretch your arms up over your head. So we're going to start out that way today. So as you get settled, take a moment to come to lie down. You might close the door of the room that you're in and turn off your devices and give yourself the next 30 or 40 minutes for your practice so you can do a little self-care, take care of yourself. I have a blanket here that I'll use to pad my knees when we come on to hands and knees. You might want something under your neck or, get what you need to make yourself comfortable. So we're going to come down onto the back and lie down. And once you're on your back, take a moment to stretch your arms back behind you and just give yourself a few stretching breaths and take a moment to situate yourself, get oriented into the space. You might look around a little bit. Just notice what you see, and then take your hands, have your knees bent for this part. Take your hands and wrap them around your shoulders and rock here. And notice how that feels on your upper back, your shoulder blades. And since you're literally giving yourself a hug, you can pat yourself on the back and say nice things to yourself. So happy to be with you. And then switch the way you're crossing your arms. Give yourself another nice welcoming hug and rock a little bit. And then let your arms come down by your sides, and you can just adjust your shoulders and your upper back and look up so your neck is even, and just relax your neck, jaws, and then draw your knees up into your chest and give them a little hug. And we'll rock on the low back. So a little swaying side to side. So noticing now, how does that part of your body feel? Move in a way that feels nice for you. You can circle your knees, can rock side to side. You may find that holding on to the backs of your legs is better so that your shoulders can relax. And then just a moment to shake off the day, shake your hands, shake your feet from whatever you've done so far today. Just shake it all off. And then please lower your feet to the floor and just take a couple of breaths to land. And you might even close your eyes, and we'll take a couple of breaths with a sigh. So please inhale. Big sigh. And feel your shoulders soften. Just let go. One more. So just taking a moment to settle. So we're going to begin with a little movement, lying down on the floor with our legs stretched out. So go ahead and stretch your legs out and flex your feet. So push through the heels and spread your toes so you feel the quadriceps engage. And you can bring your hands down by your sides, palms down. We're going to inhale and lift both arms up over our head to the floor behind. You might even follow your hands with your eyes back there. And on the exhale, as you bring your arms down, draw your right knee into your chest and give that hip a little hug. And inhale right back out. So bring that leg back down, bring your arms back up over your head. Slowly exhale your left knee into your chest, give it a hug. Pull your belly in here. And inhale back out. Let's do each side one more time. Exhale, right knee in. Little hug. Inhale, reaching breath. Stretch your arms over your head. Let your leg come back down. And then exhale, left knee. Give it a hug. Inhale, lengthening back out. So on this exhale, we're going to do some different things with the right leg. So exhale, draw it into the chest. Right knee. And on your inhale, let your right knee, that bent knee, open out to the right side. And on the exhale, bring it up to the center and let it cross over the midline into a small, little gentle twist. Don't use your hand, just do it with your leg. Inhale back to the center and extend that leg toward the ceiling and flex both feet. Spread your toes. And exhale, bend that knee, give it a hug. And stretch right back out. Leg down, both arms up, big breath. Okay, left leg as you exhale. We'll do the same on this side. So inhale, left knee opens out to the left side while the knee is bent. Exhale, draw that knee to the center and across the midline a bit so you don't have to go too far, a little gentle twist. And then inhale back to the center and extend that leg toward the ceiling, flex both feet. Exhale, bend the knee, give it a hug.
Stretch out on your inhale. We're going to do that to each side one more time. Exhale, right knee into your chest. Give it a little hug. Inhale, right knee opens to the right side. Exhale it back. Let's inhale back to the center. No, this is the exhale. This is the exhale across. Yeah, exhale. Got to get the breath right. Inhale to the center and extend that leg toward the ceiling. Flex both feet. And exhale, bend that knee. Give it a hug. Inhale, stretch back out. Big breath. Okay, exhale, left knee in. Same sequence one more time on the left side. Inhale, open the left knee out to the left side. Exhale, draw the knee to the center and across the midline a little bit. And then inhale to the center and extend both legs. The one left leg is up in the air. Exhale, bend the knee, give it a hug. And inhale, stretch everything out. Exhale, lower your arms down, and then one at a time, bend your knees. And now we're going to roll over to the side, so please roll over gently and use your hands to push yourself up. This helps to take care of your neck, to use your hands to push yourself up. And then when we come on to all fours here, if you'd like to use that blanket or something to pad your knees, grab something, a thick towel or an extra yoga mat. Maybe if you're on the carpet, you won't need that. And we'll come to tabletop position. So we're going to come to all fours, spreading the fingers wide here. Inhale, lift your chest and your eyes. Navel in as you round back to child's pose. So here we're going to touch the elbows down, let the hips sink back and the head bow down. And then glide back up on your inhale, lift your chest. Maybe your eyes. Now, as you exhale, start to pull your belly in. Your back should start to round as you go back to child's pose. Inhale back up to all fours. So what we're going to do is repeat that movement with a subtle little change. So we're going to take the right knee back and move it back a small amount. I'm going to say 3 inches, maybe the length of your thumb, not a lot. So inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, pull your belly in, round back, and see if you notice a little bit more length on the right side. And then inhale right back up to tabletop. Keep that right knee back. Exhale, rounding back. And this time as you round back, move your right hand forward just a little bit. Again, we're trying to open up that right side. Inhale back up, and you're going to keep the hand and the knee where they are. And then we're going to go back and hold that little side stretch. So round your back, fold back. And as you hold, you can start to walk the right hand forward a little more or toward the middle a little bit. And you can think about pulling the right hip back and down. Or you can come up onto the fingertips of the right hand. What I want you to see is what helps you to feel a little stretch down the right side, maybe down into your low back even. When you get to your next inhale, come up to all fours and even your hands and your knees back up. So everything's stacked up. And then one time, exhale all the way back. All right, and then inhale up, and we'll do all that with the other side. So we're going to scoot the left knee back. Again, a little, not a lot, because if you go back too far, it just makes it awkward. So exhale back, left knee is back maybe 3 or 4 inches. See what you notice. Inhale back up to all fours, lift your chest. So if this feels weird in your hips, you probably moved your knee back too far. Exhale back, let your left hand inch forward a little bit. Inhale back up. Okay, now we're going to go back and stay and hold that little side stretch down the left side. So exhale back. And you can just stay where you are, or you can let that right hand inch forward or toward the center of the mat, or even up onto the fingertips. Just deepening the breath may be interesting. So after you exhale the next time, inhale back up to all fours, even everything up, and then exhale back with everything even. Inhale up here, pause and spread your fingers, stack your shoulders up over your wrist, and we're going to push up to downward facing dog pose. So we're going to tuck the toes under, and push the hips up. And you can pedal out your legs here and see what you feel. So what do you notice now? Even down the sides of the body where we were stretching in that little movement we just did on the floor. So bending both knees here and pushing down into your hands, you may feel a little more symmetrical stretch down the sides up into your hips, or you can pedal your legs a little bit. And then please come down to your knees and put your elbows down on the floor. So downward dog is a forward fold. So this movement kind of arches the low back. So this is a bit of what we would say a back bend. We call it puppy pose, so a smaller dog. You can wag your tail. And if you like, you can even walk your paws out in front of you a little further to enhance that arch in your low back. Now, that may feel not great for your shoulders, so feel free to stay on your elbows. And then come back up to your, bring your hands back up. And so we did downward dog, and now we're going to try to get that arch in the back a little bit more. As you exhale back, move both hands forward a bit, wider if you have a little more room. And on the inhale, we're going to come up and we're going to let the hips shift forward. With the elbows a little bent, lift your chest. Here's upward dog. And exhale back. So if you have cats and dogs, you can just watch them and you notice how many times a day they do these little stretches. So we're just waking up the spine with these movements. Let's do one more upward dog. Don't hurt your back. Exhale back. And also don't lock your elbows. Keep the elbows soft. All right, so we're going to come up to all fours. Slide your hands under your shoulders, and we're going to do a little sequence where we're going to combine up dog, down dog, and the tabletop to child's pose movement. So please inhale, lift your chest. Pull your navel in and round back to child's pose, letting the elbows touch and your head bow. Inhale up to all fours, hands right under the shoulders. Tuck your toes under and exhale to downward dog. Feel that stretch down the back. Now inhale your knees back down to the floor, tabletop again, lift your chest. Untuck your toes and exhale back to child's pose and move your hands forward a little bit. Inhale up to all fours, and we're going to shift forward to upward dog with a little bend in the elbows. Exhale all the way back to child's pose. So be nice to your spine, be nice to your back. Now inhale to tabletop and slide your hands back in right under your shoulders. Tuck your toes and exhale to downward dog. Fine if there's a bend in your knees here. Inhale to your knees, lift your chest and eyes, tabletop. Untuck the toes, fold back to child's pose, move the hands forward a little bit as you inhale up, upward dog again. Remembering not locking the elbows, keeping the elbows soft. Exhale back to child's pose. And one more time through that sequence. So inhale to all fours, slide your hands under your shoulders, tuck your toes, take a slow trip to downward dog. Inhale to your knees, lift your chest. Untuck your toes, exhale back to child's pose and walk the hands forward a bit. And then slowly forward to upward dog. Last time here, keeping the elbows soft. And exhale all the way back. So here you can stay in child's pose. It may feel nice to get off of your wrists. You can stack your hands up underneath your forehead. You can have the hands on the floor if they'll touch. Your forehead on the floor if it will touch. It kind of messes with my microphone, so I have to raise my head up a little bit. But you can widen your knees, rock any way that feels nice for you. Trying to wake up our spine a little bit. And then please come up to stand on your knees. And if you need more padding under your knees, feel free to get that. When you're in this position, you can have the feet just flat, or you can tuck the toes under. Some people like that. You can see what's nice for you. And we're going to inhale the arms up overhead. So please inhale, lift your arms forward and up over your head. And you can open up here. It's a little bit like that upward dog stretch. On the exhale, as you lower your hands, pull your belly in, lower your eyes.
Now, if that wasn't great for your shoulders, you can do this little variation. You can bend the elbows and lift them up that way and bend them on the way down. And for some people, that'll help the shoulders. It just uses some different muscles. So either way, nice extended arms, or you can bend the elbows. Exhale. We'll do one more repetition like that. Inhale. Maybe you lift your eyes here. Engage the abdomen on the way down. And then we're going to add a twist this time. We're going to extend the arms out to the side. So we'll start with the right arm back. So the inhale's the same. We just take the arms forward and up. Exhale, right arm back, left arm forward. Turn your head and your eyes, peek over that shoulder. Inhale back to the center and lift. Again, exhale. Turn, turn, turn. Hug your belly in on the turn. Inhale, center and lift. One more time to the right. Belly in as you turn. Inhale, center and lift. All right, this exhale, just lower your arms all the way down. We'll do one repetition to the center. So just inhale your arms up. Feel free again to bend the elbows. Exhale down. Breathing as slowly as you can. Now we'll twist to the other side. So inhale up. Exhale to the left. Turn, turn, belly in. Inhale forward and lift. Exhale, turn. Head, eyes, shoulders. Inhale, center and lift. One more. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center and lift. Exhale, lower the arms all the way down. And again, one more repetition to the center. Feel free to bend your elbows. Inhale. And down. Exhale. Pause, circle your shoulders. And then we're going to stand up on our feet. So you could just stand up from here if you like, or you may find it nice because there's a bit of a back bend in that movement to push up to downward dog for a moment, or even come back to child's pose for a moment if you're not a big fan of downward dog, just to stretch out the back. So either downward dog, maybe a couple breaths in child's pose, and then gently make your way up to standing. You can just walk your hands and feet in. And then if you had some padding there under your knees, go ahead and move that out of the way. All right, we're going to do some swinging. So step your feet out about shoulder width apart, and just a gentle swing. It's not even as deep a twist as what we just did in that other movement. You just want to get the neck, rib cage, the hips to move a little bit here. You can wrap your hands around and tap your back. It can feel quite nice. All right, and then we're going to do a movement where we're going to fold forward. So I'm going to give you a couple of options here. So the feet are going to be wide, and if it's possible for you to just lean over and touch the floor, great. But I have a yoga block here, and you could prop up a thick blanket and just something to place your hand on. So if you put that down in the center of the mat, then you don't have to reach down so far. And then you can have your feet comfortably wide, so maybe somewhat wider than your shoulders, and turn your toes forward. So not turned out to the corners. You could even turn the toes in toward the center a little bit. This causes the thighs to roll inward and broadens the back, so it's quite nice for the back. So before we go down and stay, we're going to go up and down a couple of times. So bring your hands to your side body, take an in-breath. Hug your belly and exhale, almost like a squat. Bend your knees and bow forward, halfway down with your upper back. And then slide your hands back up to your hips and then come up, push through your feet. Nice long spine to rise. Let's do that again. Exhale, little squat almost. So the knees are bent as you go forward. And then push through your feet, slide your hands up and come on up. All right, so now we're going to take the forward fold and stay down there. So bend your knees, come down, and you decide. We're going to place the left hand right underneath the center of your chest. So it could be on a block, on any height that's helpful for you. You could have it on the floor if you can reach.
And then take your, get that arm firmly grounded, and then take your other hand to your low back. And I want you to kind of bend one knee at a time and notice when you woggle your hips, where is the spot where it feels like the hips are level and one isn't, particularly the right hip isn't popping up. And then please take that hand from your back out to the side, and on the inhale, so we're going to take 3 breaths to go work our way toward the ceiling. So inhale, lift it maybe a third of the way up, and exhale halfway down. So try to keep your hips level as you do that. Inhale 2/3 of the way up. Turn your chest, turn your ribs. Exhale halfway down again. And then see where you can go all the way up, whatever that is for you. Don't hurt your shoulder. And exhale halfway down again. Now choosing one of those 3 positions, we're going to hold 1 breath. So inhale, open, wherever you like. Hold on the exhale. And on your inhale, open a little more. You can push down into the lower hand. Exhale your hand all the way down, bend your knees, walk both hands to your hips, and inhale up to standing. And pause. You can wiggle your hips and shoulders a little bit. See what you feel. So we'll do the same to the other side, and you can adjust the distance between your feet. Again, you want to watch those toes, turn them forward or in toward the center a little bit. And then we'll take the right hand down to the block. So bend your knees, come down, put your hand where you can. So it feels like you really have some support there. And then we're going to start with that left arm out to the side. Well, put your hand on your back first. So notice your hips again. Try to level things out. And then we'll take the left hand out to the side. Inhale 1/3 of the way up. Turn your chest, not just your shoulder. Exhale halfway down, belly in. You can lower your eyes down too. Inhale 2/3 of the way up. Exhale halfway down. Belly in, eyes down. And then wherever all the way up is for you, without letting that left hip pop up, exhale halfway down. This should not hurt your shoulder, so don't push into the shoulder to open. Then we'll hold 1 breath. So inhale any of those 3 spots, open. Hold on the exhale. Inhale, open more, push down through the lower hand. And exhale down. And this time we're going to keep the hands down. You can hold on to the block or the floor and pedal out your legs. You might let your head come closer to the floor, or even hold on to opposite elbows here, keeping a bend in the knees. If you chose to hold opposite elbows, then switch the way you're crossing your arms. Do a little woggle, and then please inhale, bend both knees and lift your chest. Walk your hands up to your legs. Hold, exhale, and slowly push through your feet. Don't rush up, just come up because we were down there for a little bit. And then step your feet back in. Move your props out of the way, and we'll swing a little bit again. So let your arms swing, your head turn, your heels lift. Little twisty movements today. All right, so pause here. Take a moment to notice how you feel. So one way that you can notice your body, your breath, is to close your eyes or just soften your eyes to the floor. So what are the sensations that you're aware of in your body? How's your breath? All right, and then let your eyes open. We're going to do one more sequence in standing, and in this one we're going to do the warrior 1 position. So we're going to let the feet be hip width apart, and step please your right foot forward so it's in line with your right hip. Your left foot back so it's over to the left in line with your left hip. And when we do the movement, we're going to bend the left knee, the front knee, that would be your right knee. So on the exhale, as you extend that leg, just touch your belly, get a sense of that abdomen engagement, the abdominal engagement. Do that again. Inhale, bend the knee. And you can decide if you want wider feet. That knee should be pretty much right over your heel here. Exhale, touch. All right, so we're going to inhale and lift the arms up as we bend the knee in this cactus arm position. So we're still kind of opening up the upper back, upper chest. And on the exhale, as you extend the leg, just lower your hands down, touch your belly. And do that again. Inhale, bend the knee, lift your chest. So there's a bit of a back bend in this pose when we bend the knee and come up. Exhale. And if that doesn't feel good for your back or you don't particularly like it, on the inhale, bend the knee, you can lean forward just a little bit. So all I'm doing is shifting my shoulders forward just a little bit. It takes a little of this curve out of the back. Exhale out of the pose. And we're going to hold it the next time so you can decide where you place your shoulders. So inhale, bend the knee, cactus arms. Now we're going to hold on the exhale and tuck your elbows down, tuck your chin, tuck your belly in. And on the inhale, just lift your arms and your eyes, keeping the legs steady and strong. And do that again. Exhale, tuck the elbows down, tuck your chin, tuck the belly in. And when you're ready to inhale, lift back up. So one more breath as slowly as you can breathe. Exhale, tuck the chin. Inhale. And then exhale, lower your arms down. If you're a fan of downward dog and you'd like to take a few breaths in downward dog here, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, you can stand up with me. Give your feet a little shake. So I'm going to let that right hip swing a bit. And then I'll do the same with the left hip. And if you, like I have a wall here I can touch, so hold on if you need to. And then you can just let everything jiggle, shake, swing, whatever you like. And if you came to downward dog, please come on up. Shake it out. And then just a few breaths before we do the other side to notice. So these moments of interoceptive awareness help us to learn about our body. So what do you notice about the two sides? So we've done that sequence on one side. How's your breath? Could you soften your mouth or your shoulders? All right, and then open your eyes. We'll do the other side. So again, we'll have the feet hip width apart, and please step your left foot comfortably forward and your right foot back so it's in line with your right hip. So the heels are lined up with your hips. What I'm suggesting is that you don't line up your feet. So it doesn't overarch your back. It doesn't tweak your low back so much. So take a test bend in your front knee. You can decide how much distance you want between your legs. You want that front knee over your heel here. On the exhale, just extend the leg and touch your belly. And do that again. Inhale, bend your knee. And again, you could try leaning forward, see how that feels to take a little of that curve out of your low back. Exhale. All right, now we're going to begin the sequence with our cactus arms. So as you inhale, bend the knee, lift your arms up. And you can think about hugging your elbows back and pressing your chest forward. And as you exhale, lower your arms, extend the leg, touch your belly. And then inhale, open. Exhale, touch. One more, inhale. One more, exhale, and then we're going to hold the pose here and do that arm movement. So inhale, bend the knee, lift your arms. Again, feel free to lean forward slightly. Exhale, hug your elbows down and back. You can tuck your chin a little bit. And on your inhale, lift your arms, lift your eyes, lift your chest. Steady legs. Exhale. Tuck everything. Inhale, open. One more, exhale. Inhale. So this exhale, you can lower your arms. And again, if you like downward dog, you're welcome to come to downward dog. Otherwise, you can stand up and give things a little shake and jiggle. You might swing your legs. This could be nice in the both hips, but the left hip in particular. All right, so if you're in downward dog, just come on down to the floor. And if you were in standing, we're going to all lie down on our back. So come to lie on your back again. And once you're on your back, you can take your knees up into your chest. And here a nice forward fold to stretch out the back. So if you bring your knees up into your chest, you can massage your low back. And like we did at the beginning, you may find it nice to just hold on behind your knees so you don't strain your neck, you don't strain your shoulders. And then some rotations of your ankles and your wrists. Go both ways.
which may feel nice after those movements. And then a shake. So shake your feet, shake your legs. So a couple of little, one little stretch for the hip and then a little twist for the lower back. Done quite a few twists for the upper back here. So please bring your feet to the floor with your knees bent and pick up your right foot and cross that ankle over your opposite leg. So right ankle's on the left thigh. And then you could stay there and just rock. See what you're feeling down the right hip area. If you like, you can pick up your left foot. And what I'd like you to notice is if it's possible to soften your shoulders, and can you keep your foot up off of the floor without using your hands to hold it up, so that you can keep your neck and your shoulders relaxed. And one little trick, if you do have a yoga block, is to stick the thing under your heel so you can put it on whatever height. You know, if you don't like it up so high, you can put it on a lower side. And then you can just rock a little bit and check out that right hip. So this gets into the glutes and the piriformis muscle, which is underneath your glutes. So if you feel a deep stretch down under there, you can pretty much guess that it's that muscle. These are big muscles, so it may feel a bit intense. Any little rocking you can do to find the tender places. And then please uncross your feet and bring your feet back down to the floor. So if you had that block there, scoot it out of the way. And we're going to take the feet out pretty wide, all the way to the edges of your mat, and just let your knees, windshield wiper, just fall to the left. So we can now open up the front of that left leg. So you don't have to go super far. If your right hip pops up and that hurts your back and you feel it down in the low back, you can go just a little bit without letting that right hip come up. So don't go so far. And then gently bring your knees back up. Walk the feet in together so they're hip width apart. And cross your left ankle over the right thigh and start to notice how that feels on this side. So for some people, this is enough to just keep that foot on the floor and hold there. If you want to try to pick this right foot up, try to soften your shoulders and your jaws first, your neck, and then pick your foot up without trying to try not to strain your neck. And then you might use the block under your foot or not. You can also put your foot up on a wall. That's also very effective. And you can rock and discover any of those tender places. So be slow with your movement. Let the rocking be very slow so that you can really notice, what do I feel? Where do I feel it? And if you find a tender spot, maybe you just stay there for a couple of breaths and try to let your exhales be a little bit longer. Again, these can feel like pretty intense stretches. And then please release your feet to the floor again. And scoot the block out of the way if you were using that. Walk your feet wide. And we're going to let the knees just fall to the left. And again, it may be just a small movement. The hips may stay on the floor, or you can go a little further so you feel that stretch down the front of your left leg into the quadriceps even. Long exhales. And then when you inhale, bring your knees back up. And one more movement with a little symmetry. So twists, that a hip stretch, very asymmetrical. Always good to finish your practice with symmetry. So bring your feet hip width apart, palms down by your sides. We're going to go up and down in the bridge pose, maybe 3 or 4 breaths, depending on how fast you're breathing. So please inhale as the hips rise up. You can push your elbows down, feel the chest expand, and let the exhale bring you down as slowly as you can. And again, 2 or 3 more, depending on, again, how fast you're breathing. So inhale up.
And when you feel ready to exhale, let it bring you down. One more. Keep your neck even here. Don't turn your head. Exhale down. And once your hips are down, you can draw your knees into your chest and massage your back. Maybe some more ankle circles. Maybe you just want to shake your feet or shake your hands. And then we'll come to rest. So as we begin to settle down, I always like to begin with the knees bent. So if you start by just lowering your feet down and have your knees bent, you may like having the feet apart and the knees touching. And you can rest your arms. Maybe you like them out to the sides, palms up. Maybe you like them on your belly. And start to notice your neck, your shoulders, your hips, your back. So if you can adjust anything to be a little more comfortable, that's the point. We want to get comfortable here while we let the body rest. And you can see what I want you to notice particularly here is your hips and low back. How does it feel while your knees are bent? And then when you stretch your legs out onto the floor, is it still comfortable, particularly in your low back? And for many people, it's a bit of a strain. It doesn't feel that great to lie flat. So you may just prefer to keep your knees bent, or you could put a pillow or a cushion up underneath your legs, or you could put your legs up on a chair. All of those things are helpful. So we're going to take a couple of sighs to let go here. So give yourself permission to rest. This part of the practice is just as important as the rest of it. So please take a nice inhale. Let out a good sigh. And again, a little wiggle jiggle to get comfortable, and one more sigh. Inhale. And just rest. Let go. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at ease. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy, and may we all live with ease. May we all live in peace. So please continue to allow your body to rest for the next 5, maybe even 10 minutes. You can try to stay 12 breaths. If it's hard for you to lie still, try to count 12 breaths and see if you can stay still that long. I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.